Josh Mantle here from MMAToday News. Today I'm joined by Jack Shaw, who had an impressive victory this weekend over Vaughan Lee at Cage Warriors 92. How are you, man?
I'm good, mate. Yeah, just resting up for a couple of days. A bit of light training, but still on a buzz from the weekend. Still on that high, that adrenaline still going. So I'm still trying to take it all in, but I can't complain. I'm doing good.
Not at all. So first off, what was it like fighting such an experienced fighter in Vaughan Lee?
It was everything I expected it to be. I knew he was going to be very tricky, very crafty. Obviously, he's a 30-fight vet. He had X amounts of fights in the UFC, so I knew it was not going to be it wasn't going to be an easy fight by any stretch, But it was nice to get a bit of time in with him because he presented a lot of issues I haven't had before. So it was nice to be able to adapt in the situation, and not have to go to sort of plan B and C sometimes.
Of course, yeah. And what was your game plan going into the fight?
It was pretty much what you've seen. Keep it on the feet, try and land some shots. I knew I had the height and the reach advantage on him, so I was trying to keep him long, land some shots, and then obviously when the takedown opened, when the opportunity for the takedown came, get him down and grind him out. And I had a couple more shots in than I wanted to, but that's the name of the game sometimes. But all in all, we followed the game plan, pretty well, and I think that's why it was such a dominant win.
What was it like dropping down? You look good. Did you feel it?
Yeah, to be honest, mate, I've been saying it. I've said it a couple of times now. It wasn't a tough cut. I've had tougher cuts to featherweight, which I know sounds stupid, but my diet and nutrition for this one has really been that of a pro athlete.
Yeah.
So when it came to the actual weight cut, we had a comfortable cut. I refilled and rehydrated properly. I didn't binge out and eat shit. I just done it how a pro should do it, and then obviously come fight night, I felt brand new. I felt like I did in the gym. How I felt all camp in the gym. I haven't felt drained or tired at all, and I felt great. The drop was a successful one, and obviously, it's the bantamweight now is where I'm going to stay, obviously, because it was a good cut, and I felt good in there as well.
Yeah. How do you assess your performance against Lee?
Yeah, all in all, it was a good performance. Like I said, there was a few things I could have done a little bit better, but fighting a guy like Vaughan Lee, I suppose, there was always that chance that he could present a few things that I didn't expect, which he did. He switched his style up a little bit throughout the fight, on the feet especially. But overall, I when looking back and assessing it, watching it back on the TV, I was happy with the performance. It went how I sort of planned. I would have liked to get the finish, but against a guy like him, I knew it wasn't going to come easy. So to get a decision win where I felt I won all 3 rounds was a good one for the Bucks.
Yeah. And after the fight, Dan Hardy actually said that he'd like you to jump into the UFC next and fight Tom Duquesnoy. What did you think about that? Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see him say it. It was, it was nice to get that sort of praise from someone like Dan. He's seen and called a lot of fights. He's fought at the highest level himself. So for him to say something like that is obviously, he must be impressed with what I'm doing, and it shows that I'm moving in the right direction.
Yeah, definitely.
Should the UFC come, I feel like I'm ready and I take it. But I'm in no rush. I'm only 23, so it comes when it comes. But when it does come, I'll make sure I'm 100% ready and prepared.
Did seeing Welshman pull out due to weight cut problems put some doubt in your mind about your own weight cut?
No, not at all. Me and Jack, although we train at the same gym,
yeah,
we got separate nutritionists, and that's not a knock on his nutritionist at all. He's Jack was on target to make weight. I just know he had a couple of things, that presented problems, fight weakness, all, and I'm sure that he'll address those problems next time, and you'll see him, make the weight in a much healthier way, But I didn't have no doubt that I wasn't going to make weight. My weight's been good for weeks. I've been constantly meeting my target, my goal weight per each week, and the day before the weigh-in, when I got up in the morning, I knew that it was going to be a nice, comfortable cut. So, I was always confident that I would make the weight, yeah.
How do you feel about now being 8-0 in Cage Warriors, but still no title shot?
I mean, it's one of them ones. I was featherweight for a long time, obviously, then dropping down to bantam.
Yeah.
I expected them to make me fight before, I fight a bantam before having the title shot.
Of course. Yeah,
and, yeah. I got a couple of little injuries. I got to get sorted now in the next week or two. And then obviously I'll speak to Cage Warriors and see what they said. I'd like to think the title shot's next. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But again, I'm only young. There's no real rush for me. If they present a title shot, that's great. That's an ideal situation. But I'll keep taking one fight at a time and just take it as it comes.
And how early do you think we'll see you back in there? Quite early, or?
I know they're coming back to Wales in, I think it's either September or October. So it'd be nice to get on that card. I've had 2 fights away from Wales now, so it'd be nice to go back and have that hometown crowd and feel that hometown atmosphere again. But if I'm healthy and obviously the timing's right, I could possibly fight beforehand as well. So it's just a matter now of taking a week or two to assess our options really and going from there. But I'd like to think the Welsh card is a definite, and like I said, maybe get one in before. But I guess we'll just we'll see what happens with the timings and you know what I mean, and the logistics.
Yeah, of course. What do you do? Anything outside of fighting?
No, this is my full-time job now. Luckily, and I've been lucky enough to be training and fighting full time. I think since it was since my second pro fight, I started training full time.
What did you do before then?
I was a student. I worked part time, and I was a student as well,
right.
Studying psychology.
Yeah.
And I was working as a car valet there. So,
right, okay.
So, but yeah, after my first pro fight, I finished my degree halfway through the camp for my second one. And I was fortunate enough to, with my family and my sponsors and stuff like that, I'm fortunate enough to be able to train full time. And I've been doing that now for 2 years, and I'm really seeing the benefits. I think anyone who wants to go far in MMA, especially the pro side of things, you've got to be training full time now, because
of course,
if you're not training full time, you're at a massive disadvantage, because 95% of the guys fighting and competing at the top level are obviously full time athletes.
Definitely. Yeah. Final question: are there any fighters that inspire you as a fighter?
I mean, there's a lot of sort of fighters I look up to. I'm not a big trash talker or whatever. I'm quite respectful of that. So guys like Frank Edgar really and GSP are two real big inspirations for me, just because of how humble they are and how as good as they are, they don't ever get to their head, sort of thing. But there's also guys like Nate Diaz and Nick Diaz who I like, not so much for the trash talk, but because they're real and true to themselves. That's how they are. They don't try and put on an act.
Yeah.
I think there's too many people in MMA at the minute who are trying to be something they're not and trying to act, put on the trash talk and stuff when that's not who they actually are. So, but yeah, I mean, I know local guys as well. I've always looked up to people like Jack Marshman, Chris Edwards, my dad Richard Shaw when he was fighting. They're more from the same town as me, same area. They've been brought up in the same way. And I've always looked up to them even before I was fighting. When I was younger, I'd go to shows and watch Chris and Jack fight, and I always looked up and wanted to sort of do what they were doing. You know what I mean? And it's nice to be able to sort of fight on the same shows as them now, and train at the same sessions. We all bring each other on and help each other out.
Yeah, of course, yeah. That's all I've got. That's all I've got, actually. Thank you for your time, Jack.
No problem, mate. Nice to speak to you.
Hope you have good recovery as well.
Thanks very much. I appreciate it. I'll speak to you soon.
Cheers, Jack.
Ta, mate. Ta.